you really wild animals out there, have you ever wondered? How much meat could a Tyrannosaurus eat? How fast could raptors run? Did people really battle giant reptiles? What dastardly web is this spider weaving? Does this bat really want to bite your neck? Can a dung beetle find true love on the African plain? And in some faraway forest, do dinosaurs still roam the earth? Well, the answers are all ahead, so let's start stomping! It's National Geographic's Really Wild Animals. Dinos and other creature features. Yee-hoo! Hey gang, it's me, Spin. Get ready to meet some of the biggest, scariest, most powerful animals ever to stomp across my surface. Dinosaurs! Yes, dinosaurs are everyone's all-time favorite monsters. They've been starring in the movies since way back when. But wait! There's much more to dinosaurs than old movies. After all, they ruled the earth for millions of years. To get a better idea of just when the dinosaurs lived, we'll have to go way back in time. Yes, let's start with my childhood. I was born 4.5 billion years ago. That's me, the Earth, as a young tyke. I started out as a big mass of hot gas and rock. But by about my 2 billionth birthday, I had cooled down and become a pretty solid planet. Hey, how did that get in here? Not much later, my oceans formed. Then on about my 3 billionth birthday, some of the first forms of life began on me. First, tiny, microscopic creatures. Then early fish, then amphibians that spent part of their lives on land, and on about my 4 billionth birthday, reptiles! My 4 billionth birthday. Wow! Time flies when your crust is cooling. Go! About 100 million years later, the most incredible reptiles of all first made their appearance. The dinosaurs. Sure, they were noisy. Sure, they were big. Sure, they left a lot of huge footprints on my surface. But one thing I can say for those dinos, they were really, really wild.
Time ago, before the age of man, there were other creatures here roaming the land. They were bigger than us and ate a whole lot more. We gave them a name, we call them dinosaurs. Some kind of reptile, scaly and long, looking like a threat, and you can bet they were. Dinosaurs, millions of dinosaurs. How did it feel to be real big? Dinosaur, colossal, dinosaur. What's up, muscle? To be real big. They had weird-shaped heads, powerful jaws, beaks and horns, and dangerous claws. The feet of the Struthiomimus were strong, and he could cover some ground, cause his legs were long. The hadrosaur had a duck-like beak with short little arms and probably ate leaves. Dinosaur, lots of leaves. Dinosaur, how did it feel to be real? How did it feel to be real? Big! Tyrannosaurus Rex, he was mighty and mean. Now he plays it up big on the movie screen. He had plenty of razor-sharp teeth for eating meat. Lots of meat. Speaking of mean, the Dromaeosaur, a raptor. Good thing he's not around anymore. Dinosaur, where did you go?
Introducing one of my favorite dinosaurs, the hadrosaurs, also known as the duck-billed dinosaurs. But these guys didn't quack, they roared. Hadrosaurs hung out in groups or herds. That helped protect them from meat-eaters like Tyrannosaurus rex. Hadrosaurs also worked together to build nests where they laid their eggs. This hadrosaur mom laid about 20 eggs, each one about the size of a softball. The problem was, other dinos like Struthiomimus here thought those eggs made very nice breakfast snacks. The hadrosaurs spotted their egg-eating enemy too late to save most of their precious eggs. Struthiomimus, however, is about to discover dinosaur rule number 1. Just because you're a hunter doesn't mean you won't get hunted yourself. Enter the deadly raptors, the dromaeosaurs. Struthiomimus was fast, but these guys were fast too. They could cruise at about 30 miles per hour. That's nearly as fast as a horse. And they hunted in packs. Getting caught by a pack of raptors was no picnic. Well, except for them, of course. Guess this Struthiomimus has stolen his last egg.
Hey, hi, all right, and welcome to the 400 millionth annual Mesozoic Awards. We honor the newest inductees into the Dinosaur Hall of Fame. Winner of the most likely to mispronounce his own name award, Stegosaurus. Hey, with a brain the size of a golf ball. Lucky him, huh? And the winner of the Worst Table Manners Award, the award goes to T-Rex, king of the dinosaurs. Able to swallow several hundred pounds of meat in a single bite. Well, that's kind of like you wolfing down a wheelbarrow full of hamburgers in one gulp, okay? You pig. And the speed award goes to Ornithomimus. This guy could run as fast as 25 miles per hour, which is pretty amazing, considering he was the size of an ice cream truck. Okay, rather than wait for a laugh here, I think we'll move on to the award we've all been waiting for. The beast you'd least like to meet in a dark alley? Triceratops. Hey, he may only eat plants, but watch out for those horns, okay, Sparky? Hey, thanks for watching the Mesozoic Awards, folks. See you next millennium, okay? Bye-bye.
Meanwhile, back at the hadrosaur nest, one lone egg survived the attack. And it looks like it's about done. It's little Harry Hadrosaur. Whoops! As time passes and Harry grows, Mom and the other adults pick out the highest branches for this hungry little plant eater. Like many a young beast, Harry's got the urge to explore. He doesn't know that wandering off on your own can mean big trouble. Watch out! A Tyrannosaurus! Run! The other hadrosaurs come to the rescue. Mom challenges the terrifying Tyrannosaurus. And with a lucky swipe of her huge tail, she clobbers the giant. He's down. While he struggles to get back on his feet, the hadros hightail it to safer ground. Whew! Close call. The hadrosaurs are safe for now, and I'm exhausted from all the excitement. Let's take a movie break, for goodness sake. Here's a marvelous make-believe monster movie. It's a fabulous film, but it's fully false and fake. The fact is, people and dinosaurs never lived at the same time. Dinosaurs have become extinct or completely died out a long time before early humans ever appeared on Earth. Pop quiz. Exactly how much time passed between the dinosaurs disappearing and humans appearing? Was it 10,000 years? 100,000 years? 1 million years? More than 1 million years? You're right. The answer is way more than 1 million years. In fact, dinosaurs died off more than 60 million years before early humans showed up. So no person in a pith helmet has ever seen a dinosaur alive. And that means no one knows the answer to a very important question. Exactly what made the dinosaurs die out? Some scientists think a huge rock or asteroid came hurtling through space and smashed into me, the Earth. Ouch, that smarts. These same scientists think the dust from the blast blocked out the sun, killing first the plants, then the plant-eating dinosaurs, who starve without the plants, and finally the meat-eating dinos who dined on the plant-eaters. Or perhaps the weather became colder and dinosaurs couldn't adjust rapidly enough to the changing climate. Or maybe all the dinosaurs went to a party and didn't invite anyone else. No one knows for sure. Well, almost no one.
More terrifying than a Tyrannosaurus Rex. More vicious than any raptor. More dangerous than an angry Dilophosaurus. The cockroach. Terrifying an entire population. Creeping around the Earth for 350 million years. They were here before the wheel. Before strawberry shortcake, before permanent press pants, even before the dinosaurs. Now they've crawled through the ages and into your kitchen cabinet. But it looks like cockroaches are here to stay. So if you want to know what happened to the dinosaurs, ask a cockroach. Just don't do it over hors d'oeuvres.
What's one clue the dinosaurs left behind after ruling the Earth for more than 100 million years? Bones! Today, some very smart scientists called paleontologists are piecing together the puzzle to learn how dinos looked and move. One method, dig up dinosaur bones and put them back together again. Another method, look at living animals and compare what they do with what the dinosaurs did. And I know a great place to do just that, in North America, in the swamps of the southeastern United States. Here's a little video I shot on my summer vacation. Here we are. And there's my old pal, the alligator. Millions of years ago, while the dinosaurs were still around, huge alligators prowled swamps much like this one. Like dinosaurs, alligators are reptiles. All reptiles have scaly skin, and they lay eggs. They even look like dinosaurs, don't they? Check out that thick, gnarly hide. Just like a hadrosaur mom, a gator mom makes a nest to shelter her eggs, only hers is made of dead leaves and grass. As the little gators hatch, they cry out, alerting their mother. She gently gathers each baby in her huge jaws and carefully carries them to the water, one by one. Say cheese, and don't sneeze, please. The little gators will stay close to Mum for the next few months, till they're old enough to defend themselves. But even at this young age, they're already hunting for their own food. For instance, this young alligator has spotted a katydid. Sensing danger, the katydid hides underwater. It's safe for now, but soon it will need air. So up to the surface the katydid goes, and... katydid. At this rate, it's easy to see how these baby gators grow big enough to rule the swamp. The same way that dinosaurs used to rule the whole planet. Want to see another distant dinosaur relative? Let's slither on over to the snakes. Like the dinosaurs, snakes are reptiles and also skilled hunters. According to paleontologist Robert Barker, snakes share one special trait with old T-Rex.
These jaws could open incredibly wide sideways, like a snake, so it could engulf nearly a ton of meat in one swallow.
Those big jaws give a snake a huge advantage, especially when he's competing for food with a mouse-munching machine like this house cat. Not to mention that when the mouse goes down a hole, the cat can't follow. But the snake slithers in and snags that snack in one big gulp. I'm hungry. Let's go for some takeout. Oh!
Hey, Kizadich, are you a snake who hates to bake? Want to feast at home so you don't have to roam? Well, get on the phone and dial Mondo Meal. We'll bring over that huge meal you've been craving. Bada bing! If you're a snake, you got the jaws that are stretched so you can swallow the biggest bites in just one gulp. That's why at Mondo Meal, all of our food is huge. Try the tasty rat roundup, the lip-smacking lizard lunch, and the extra big egg salad complete with a shell. That's a Mondo Meal for a really, really big dinner.
Let's go to Indonesia, to the remote Komodo Island, where we'll meet the world's largest and most ferocious living lizard, the Komodo dragon. This gruesome guy is the closest looking thing to a dinosaur you'll find on Earth today. The Komodo dragon may look tough, but luckily for the other inhabitants of Komodo Island, he can't move as quickly as the dinosaurs did. Want to know why? Check out the Komodo's stubby legs. Like other modern reptiles, such as the alligator, his legs stick out to the side. Dinosaurs had legs right underneath their bodies. That upright stance let them move fast to run down their food. Even though the Komodo is slow by comparison, he still does okay. With those strong jaws and sharp teeth, the Komodo can chow down his food fast. Yes, one of the coolest things about lizards and dinosaurs and all reptiles is the whacked-out way they eat. Just ask my pal Robert Barker.
Now, these teeth are not sharp. They're like railroad spikes. They're armor-piercing teeth for crushing through the hide and bones of a triceratops. And these jaws, no animal in the world has evolved stronger jaws, incredibly wide, with muscles so strong that this T-Rex could reach down and pick up a bull Indian rhino and shake it like a rag doll. That's how it would kill. Bite, penetrate, and shake the animal to death. And then it could crush up its prey into chunks small enough to swallow.
It's one thing to learn about dinosaurs by looking at modern reptiles, but somewhere in a remote corner of the world, could there possibly be dinosaurs still alive today? Alive today? Where? All over! Birds! That's right. Birds may be the direct descendants of dinosaurs. And by looking at how birds live, we can learn a lot more about dinosaurs themselves. Remember Struthiomimus, that egg-stealing dinosaur? Well, he may have moved much like this ostrich. And check out those huge ostrich eggs. Birds lay eggs, just like dinosaurs did. Next, let's visit Papua New Guinea to meet the cassowary. That big helmet of a head may look funny, but the cassowary is no joke. He's one of the most dangerous birds in the world. Hey, Robert Barker, tell us more about the cassowary.
Evolution has done to these birds what it did to raptors. It took the most powerful organ in the body, that's the hind leg, made it a killing tool. The inner claw here is like a bayonet, a stabbing weapon. And cassowaries can jump off the ground and slash at you with both of these bayonets. Imagine then the power of a Utah raptor killing stroke, jumping off the ground, and both of those immense hind legs slashing at you with those huge inner claws.
The evidence linking dinosaurs and birds is constantly growing. So when you think about it, dinosaurs aren't completely gone. They're still around in their distant reptile relatives, and in the birds that may be their direct descendants. But, best of all, dinosaurs still rule our imaginations. We may never know for sure how they lived or why they disappeared, but one thing's for certain: these mysterious monsters still rock the world.
You might be wondering why we're shaped the way we are. Like the dinosaurs that were here before, we may seem kind of bizarre. Through the ages, our various stages have kept us hanging around. We're gonna rock your world, rock your world. We're rocking like they did for years and years and years. We're still here, rocking your world. We slither up trees, we glide through the air. We're crawling low to the ground. We got great big eggs, we got some wacky legs. Yeah, we sure can get around. Whether it's feathers, scales, or skin, we find ways to fit in. We're gonna rock your world. Party on! Woo! Talking about survival for years and years and years. We're gonna rock your world. Well, it's shocking how rocking us reptiles are. Rocket, cockroach power. For years and years and years, we're still here.
Well, gang, it's been a blast from the past digging up dinosaurs with you. But there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later. Stay tuned for Creature Features. Hey gang, it's me, Spin. Grab your popcorn and a center seat, 'cause we're going to the movies. Yes, it's a quadruple creature feature. 4 fabulous films starring the world's weirdest wildlife. Animals that bite and sting and creep and crawl and sneak up your theater seat when you're not looking. Ha ha! Just kidding. Scared yet? Well, you will be, 'cause it's time for Creature Feature number 1. Roll it! Feast of the Vampire. Let me tell you a tale of terror. From the continent of South America, our story starts on the tropical island of Trinidad. It's the dead of night, the hour of the vampire bat, the time she leaves her haunt and travels in search of fresh blood. Silently, the vampire stalks her victim. Soon this unsuspecting chicken will know the terror of the vampire bite. The chicken has been bitten, and in chilling terror, it pretty much doesn't notice. But still, the vampire laps up her gory meal. Hey, somebody tell that chicken it's in a horror movie. Her hunger satisfied, the vampire bat flaps back to her secret bat cave deep in the forest. When she sees her creepy companions, a revolting ritual begins. She spits up her bloody dinner so they can all taste its delectable delight. Then she returns to her favorite flapper of all, her darling bat baby. Someday this little monster will fly through the night to find his own blood. And when he does, sequel time! Feast of the Vampire Jr. I give it half a thumb up. See, the problem with that monster movie is that vampire bats aren't really monsters. True, vampire bats eat nothing but blood, and they do have those razor-sharp teeth, but they don't bite people in the neck. In fact, they prefer donkeys and cattle to people. Altogether, bats are some of the most misunderstood animals around. People tell other kinds of tales about them that just aren't true. For instance, bats are blind, right? Wrong. Most bats have pretty good eyesight, but they also have a special sense called echolocation to help them find their food. That's when the bat yells out of its nose or mouth, then listens for the returning echoes that bounce off of whatever he's hunting. That means no bat is ever flying blind. So you don't have to worry about them flying into your hair. Another, for instance, bats are dirty, right? Wrong. In fact, they're remarkably well groomed. They use their sharp claws to comb their fur when they're not using them to, hang around. And if you thought bats were related to birds, wrong again. Bats are mammals, like you. All mammals have hair on their bodies and they feed their young with milk. But the only mammals that fly are bats. Their wings are actually hands. A thin layer of skin stretches between their long fingers all the way down to the bat's feet. That's all they need to flap and go. No feathers for these fellas. And because they can fly, bats can swoop down to feed on all kinds of food. Frogs, flowers, and especially bugs. A single bat can eat hundreds of insects in 1 hour. They're the best all-natural bug zappers on Earth. So the next night you see bats in the sky, remember, some of humans' best friends are creepy creatures.
Is kinda spooky. I search behind the wall. I spy this creepy spider. He slowly starts to crawl. I move a little closer, and what do I see? Hairy legs and beady eyes staring back at me.
Creepy creatures,
Like in the movies I see.
creepy creatures.
But they're not on TV. They're right next to you. They're right next to me. And I like them, like them, like them. They're as real as can be. I hear the frogs are croaking. A bat goes swooping by. The ants are getting antsy while I'm checking out a fly. Beetles and vultures parade before my view. It's fun to learn the reasons why they eat the things they do.
Creepy creatures,
Like in the movies I see.
creepy creatures.
But they're not on TV, they're right next to you. They're right next to me. And I like them, like them, like them. They're as real as can be.
Creepy creatures all around, in the air and on the ground.
in the movies I see
Creepy creatures.
but they're not on TV. They're right next to you. They're right next to me. And I love them. I mean, I love them. They're incredible. Look at that. I'm totally into this. They're awesome. Look at this one. Did you see that?
The following preview has been approved for all species.
The invasion of the ants! They're aggressive, they're advancing, they're amazing, they're ants! And they're everywhere! Reports are coming in from North America, from Panama, where onrushing army ants are eating every insect in their path and building bridges by linking their buggy bodies together. From Arizona, where honeypot ants are keeping other ants as sugar slaves so they can suck syrupy soup stuff right out of their abdomens. Yuck! From Georgia, where ferocious fire ants are inflicting billions of burning, blistering bites on everything in sight with their fiendish fangs and munching mandibles. So where did all these amazing ants come from? Who cares? They're here, and they're not leaving! Don't miss the invasion of the ants barging into a backyard near you. In fact, they might be there now!
On with the movie madness. Roll it! Transformation of terror. It looks like another ordinary spring morning in the farmer's field. But an eerie process is taking place. The sort of strange occurrence that could only be devised by a twisted, warped mind. Like that of... me, Dr. Speedystone. This will be my greatest creation. For these, my squirmy little maggots, life will soon change. Forever. Through an amazing process called metamorphosis, they will squirm out of their shells as fully formed adult houseflies. They're alive! I've created the perfect monster. A flying beast with wings that beat more than 200 times a second, making a horrible buzz that can drive you mad! Look closer at that monstrous mouth. This incredible insect can unfold his mouth parts out from his head to suck up supper. It's like having a built-in straw in the middle of your face. And speaking of his mouth, where are his taste buds, you ask? Why, mostly on the bottoms of his feet. Ingenious! And here's my greatest invention, fly eyes. He can see in most directions at once, so no matter where your fly swatter is, he'll see it coming. Together the fly and I will rule the world. Nothing can stop him. Nothing that is except... Oh, no. No, no. Oh. Now, that was a surprise ending. I give it 2 thumbs up. Of course, this isn't a monster at all. Just an everyday, ordinary housefly. And what a great guest appearance by the spider. Fabulous. He turned that fly into one tasty link in the food chain. What's a food chain? Well, that's when an animal eats an animal that's already eaten another animal. And if you put a lot of food chains together, you get a food web. That fly could be eaten by a praying mantis, or by a bird, or by a spider. Then that spider could be eaten by a frog, or by a bird. All the animals in a food web depend on each other. If you took one animal out of the web, say a fly, the others might not have enough food to survive. So each and every animal, even the pesky housefly, plays an important part in the food web. And speaking of food, let's head for the snack bar.
Bonsoir, mon ami. Movies give you the munchies? Well, step right up. The Spider Snack Bar is open.
Our agile, eight-legged arachnid waiters are dying to serve up maggot mush and lots of other spicy spider snacks. Place your order and watch our speedy staff swing into action. Fresh fish, frog legs, mouth-watering moth on a string, and fresh ants captured in our designer gourmet ant nets. So head on down to the Spider Snack Bar, where the snacks are so fresh, they'll beat you back to your seat.
On with the movie madness. Roll it! The Widow's Web. I'd been with the force 22 years, but this was my toughest case yet. The continent, North America, the country, United States, the state, Arizona. The temperature sizzling. The crime, breaking and entering and spinning a web on private property. Suspect holed up in a suburban home. Could be anywhere, picnic basket, driveway, bed sheets, you name it. I didn't know where, but I knew who. One of the most feared of all spiders, the female black widow. Length, 1.5 inches. Number of legs, 8. Distinctive markings, red hourglass on body.
It was a positive identification.
M.O., a poisonous bite that can kill animals and even humans if they don't get help fast. I set up my stakeout at a shoe. Size 8 AA. The suspect arrived on the scene, but before I could apprehend her, an innocent bystander stepped into harm's way. No, not that shoe. Go for the loafer. Stop! Oh, I love a close call. 8 thumbs up. But in defense of the widow, she really only bites when she thinks she's in danger or when she's trapped some food to eat. Like other web-spinning spiders, the black widow doesn't track down her food, she spins a web and waits. When a grasshopper stumbles into the trap, she stays away until her victim is too weak to fight back. Then the spider shoots a poison called venom into her dinner guest. The venom keeps the grasshopper still as its insides slowly turn to mush. Then the spider slurps up mushy grasshopper guts through its straw-like jaws. Well, each to his own taste, I say. That web does more than catch food, it also keeps the black widow's eggs safe. After she lays her eggs, she spins a silken egg sac around them. In a few weeks, it's hatching time for about 100 little spiderlings. That's what you call baby spiders. They chew their way out of the egg sac, then head for high ground to do a trick called ballooning. Each spider releases a small thread of silk and waits for a strong breeze to carry it to who knows where. Perhaps its own career in horror movies. Let's roll creature feature number 4. Roll it! Really Romantic Films presents a tale of 2 beetles. Wait, a romance? How creepy could that be? Africa, land of magnificent sunsets, land of migrating herds, land of lions, land of romance. It was the best of dung. It was the worst of dung. And for Darby Dung Beetle, it was a day like no other. Darby had just fallen head over abdomen in love with beautiful Beatrice Beetle. To win her heart, he was making a special gift. Like all dung beetles, he knew what she wanted. Dung, also known as animal droppings. Most of the time, dung beetles eat the dung, but not Darby, not this time. He's saving his dung ball as a special gift for his beloved. He finishes his ball and starts off to deliver his gift. For what seems like hours, he drags his ball, rolling up hills and sometimes down them. Suddenly, another male beetle challenges Darby for his dung. Darby fights fiercely, and the challenger retreats. Finally, Darby reaches his beloved Beatrice Beetle and begs her to be his buggy bride. She gladly helps him bury his dung ball, where they will soon raise their dung beetle baby. And they all live happily ever after. Oh, I love happy endings. All right, I'll give it a thumbs up. Those dung beetles are more than wild romantics. They're scavengers, animals that clean up what's left behind by other animals. Without these busy beetles, the plains might be waist-deep in dung. But they're not the only scavengers around these parts.
Out here on the African plain, it don't pay to be purty. And these fellas are living proof. The boys of Vulture Valley. They ain't graceful. They ain't glamorous. They don't get invited to no highfalutin dinner parties. But vultures are powerful important in the web of life. 'Cause they dead animals. After all, somebody's gotta clean up the carcasses. Vulture Valley, where the good guys don't always wear white hats.
Want to know more about the stars of the scavenger show? Vultures and dung beetles are more than just a cleanup crew. When they break down dung and dead animals, these scavengers return important nutrients to the soil that keep the grass growing. And that grass feeds animals like zebras, who are then food for other animals, like lions. So they might not look like it, but dung beetles and vultures are the true heroes around here, turning death and dung into life for all the other animals on the plain. Well, my fellow film fans, we've been around the world on the silver screen and seen some of its creepiest creatures. Bats in South America, spiders and ants in North America, dung beetles and vultures in Africa, and flies all around the planet. All that stinging and biting and creeping and flying around are just the ways these animals stay alive. Because even the creepiest animals play an important part in the web of life.
Hey, all you creatures with habits and features so strange to a human like me. Here's a tribute to you and the weird things you do in your community. Some hairy, some scary, but all necessary. Perfection in form and design. Through the years you've survived and learned how to thrive on what some of the world leaves behind.
All together now.
Keep on creeping on. What a wonderful, wacky phenomenon. If you creep or you crawl, there's a place for you all. Keep on creeping on. Your housing arrangements are certainly strange, but for you I can see they're ideal. When a moth or a fly comes wandering by, you make sure they stay for a meal. Now I'm not debating your customs in dating, 'cause everyone answers love's call. Does it give her a lift when you bring her a gift? Do you say, here my dear, have a ball? Oh, keep on creeping on. What a wonderful, wacky phenomenon. If you creep or you crawl, there's a place for you all. Keep
Well, gang,
on
it's been great
creeping
going to the
on.
movies with you. But there are lots more really wild animals all across this wonderful world of ours. So be sure to join me on our next adventure. Until then, this is your pal Spin. Spin you later.